I am Isghan Ansari. I am a chartered accountant by profession and I moved to Canada under the Express Entry Federal Skilled Workers Program in 2021. If you want to know more about me and what I do, then I'm leaving a link to a video here and in the video description box below for you to check out. And also you can check out my LinkedIn profile for my career highlights. On this channel, I am sharing my immigration journey to Canada because I did my immigration application myself, so I saw everything up close, and then I moved to Canada alone, so I also did all of that myself. So over here, I will be sharing all my journey, and I believe I can also help you answering your questions. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell icon so you never ever miss an update. So today's video is about the step in which you calculate your score, your CRS score for immigration. And I've actually explained and did a whole detailed video on the steps that are required for express entry immigration. So if you have not watched that video, I strongly recommend that you do, because this video is going to make so much more sense after you watch that video. And I'm leaving a link to it over here just in case you haven't watched it. So in that video, we discussed about how do you find your eligibility for immigration, and now the second step was going to be finding your CRS score. So one important thing to understand is that the scoring criteria that Canada uses is called Comprehensive Ranking System, and we are going to refer to it as CRS. So on the website for immigration, you will actually find a CRS tool that helps you calculate your score for immigration. So what we're going to do now is that I'm going to leave a link to it in the video description box below. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on that link and go to that page. And then we're going to answer those questions together so that you can find your score for immigration. Using the link in the video description box, we should arrive on this page, and on this page we're going to scroll down and then we're going to answer these questions one by one. So you can either do it with me or you can do it separately afterwards, but I'm going to just go one by one for all these questions. The first question is, what is your marital status? Over here you should mark what applies to you. I will in general apply never married, single. How old are you? If you're in, we have to choose as per this, like enter your age on the date you were invited. If you were already invited to apply for Canadian immigration, or if you plan to complete an express entry profile, enter your current age. So if you're just checking right now, just enter your current age, and let's go ahead and enter 25. What is your level of education? In this part, you either have to mention any Canadian degree, diploma or certificate that you have earned, or you are probably going to get an educational credential assessment, which is kind of like an evaluation of your current degree, wherever you got it from Pakistan, India, or whichever other country. So you will have to get it assessed in order to understand what it equates to in Canada. So your 5-year bachelor's degree might equate to just a 3-year bachelor's in Canada, or your 2-year bachelor's and 2-year master's might be equal to just 3 years bachelor's in Canada. So you need to get this assessment done. We'll talk more about it in our upcoming episodes, but for now, I just as a guide, I would tell you that for my chartered accountancy qualification, I got a 3 years bachelor's degree equivalence, and then for my 2-year bachelor's, I got a post-secondary diploma equivalence. So therefore, I fell under this. 2 or more certificates, diplomas or degrees, one must be for a program of 3 or more years. So I selected this. Have you earned a Canadian degree, diploma or certificate? To which most of you would probably be answering no. So let's go ahead and do that. Official languages. Canada's official languages are English and French. You need to submit your test results. The most common test that we all take is IELTS, and if you have already given your IELTS, then you probably already have your scores. If you have not taken IELTS yet, just mark yes over here, because for now we're just taking this as an example to check what our score could be.
Okay, so which language test did you take for your first official language? You can mark IELTS and then your test score. So if you have your actual scores with you, then you can enter those, or else you can enter whatever you think is achievable for you. I will just be marking the top categories in all these scores. Okay, next question. Do you have any other language results? They're asking you about it because they want to know if you all have also attained some proficiency in French language. So if you haven't, just mark not applicable. Then your work experience. So in the last 10 years, how many years of skilled work experience in Canada do you have? So people who usually have a work experience in Canada apply under the Canadian experience class of immigration. If you're applying under federal skilled workers, then you would not probably have an experience of working in Canada. So I'll mark it none or less than a year. In the last 10 years, how many total years of foreign skilled work experience do you have? And it must be a paid, full-time, and in only one occupation. As discussed earlier, we talked about the knock codes and the skill types. So this work experience should be related to the knock code that you're applying the knock code under which you are applying for immigration. All right. So for example, if you worked for some time as a teacher for some other subject that was not related to your profession, then that experience would not be counted over here. It has to be related to your main profession under which you are applying for immigration. So over here, let us select 3 years or more. Do you have a certificate of qualification from a Canadian province, territory, or federal body? The certificate of qualification refers to some skilled trades that Canada considers for immigration, and we discussed the skilled trades and the kinds in our previous video, so I won't talk much about it. But for now, we're applying under the Federal Skilled Workers Program, so under that category, you're going to probably be marking no over here. If it was the other category, you would be immigrating under the Federal Skilled Trades category, so we're not talking about that over here. Now, additional points. Do you have a valid job offer supported by labor impact assessment? Most of us don't have one, so I'll just mark no. Do you have a nomination certificate from a province or a territory? Most probably no. Do you or your spouse or common law partner have at least one brother or sister living in Canada? If you have one, you can mark it. If you don't, then just mark no. And then it says calculate your score. So the moment is here. Let us hit calculate your score. So now it shows us our score in all of these areas. So there is score human capital factors area, in which it gives us a score of 374. Then it has a spouse factors area. Because I marked single, that's why this area does not apply to us. Then we have the skills transferability factors area, which actually counts our IELTS test and our work experience. So it gives marks to those, and then some additional points if we have a job offer or a sibling or provincial nomination and stuff like that. And eventually our score over here is 474. So this is the final score that you have. You probably have something else over here. Note that down because we are going to be discussing more about it.
Okay, so now that you have your scores, I know you're probably wondering, what do we compare the score with? And for that, come back to this channel and we will talk about it more, about what to compare it with in order to understand what are your chances for immigration. So until then, take care and make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you can come back when I upload that video. Till then, goodbye and take care.